be streaming here in any second, live to people on the public-facing internet for everyone to see, including the Russians. Russians! So either the email's broke or he typed it wrong. So
It don't look like he typed it wrong.
So let me go to another email account, hit send, AAA, at Podnutz.com, testing, sending. See, I'm literally tempted to every day, like every 12 hours or something, have like a heartbeat email sent to all my email clients. Because I can tell you, I'm not seeing it hit AAA at Podnutz.com. So it's literally like that email is down. Or I'm crazy. I could be crazy.
Mad Maxon, you might be mad and bad, but you're not crazy.
Yeah, see, because I'm not getting the email. I hate saying it, dude.
What are you saying?
I'm coming close to taking all my email off of HostGator. And I'm not going to Hosted Exchange. I can tell you that right now.
Why not?
Because hell can freeze over first. I'm not paying Microsoft a dime. I work hard for my money.
What about like MailChimp or something?
MailChimp, I believe, is just send only.
That's like a constant contact kind of thing.
Yeah, I think. I could be wrong, but I think. But I know I do not want to give.
Well, there's got to be some kind of email server that you can get for free that would work great.
Oh, I'm not opposed to paying. I'm just opposed to paying Microsoft.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just do a little sanity check here. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so I'll come back here. We can close that. We need that open. We can close that. We don't need Hootsuite anymore. Oh, we got to come here. We have to add lines into this file so we can add the insert the thing into the show. Give it a going. 457. Oh God, 457. Copy, paste. Okay, we are streaming live, Eric. Can you go do me a favor? Load up your Audacity.
Yeah, it's open. Yep.
Go ahead and hit record in 3, 2, 1. Record. Test. It's looking good, man.
Oh, wait a second.
You leave it recording.
No, it's playing.
No, leave it recording. And then open up PAVU control.
No, that's not the problem. I just need to close the audio track.
What audio track?
From yesterday.
Oh.
And I hope it did. I can't tell. I thought I started a new one, but I guess I didn't.
No? Okay.
No, it's already going to be called Mini 41.
Well, then go ahead and close it all the way out and reopen your Audacity.
Okay. I might have to do that. Stop. New. I can just make it new.
Yep.
Oh, I did have a new. It was sitting over there underneath another window.
That's what she said last night.
Was she sitting underneath the window last night?
I guess so. You ready?
Whenever you are ready.
Okay. Go ahead and hit record in 3, 2, 1. Record. Test.
Test your mother.
Looking good. Okay, Eric. Let me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6.
Man. Okay.
Android App Addicts number 4, 5, 6.
That's working. All that's looking good. Oh wait.
Crank up the amplification.
Turn the lights to 11. Okay.
Yeah, I got to get my wrinkles out.
You don't have to. Just a bright enough light and it just washes it out.
Is it bright enough yet?
No.
I added 2 lights. You might not know.
Well, no, but they're not even.
I know.
Give me a second here. Brain not working. Let me do this here. So I want the camera a little bit over that way. Let me do like this. See if I barely see how that looks. Oh yeah, I think that's good, man. Okay. Okay. Show 457. Let me first come here.
457?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We did 456. Yeah.
Oh,
which I didn't realize till I posted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm an idiot. Okay. So. Ready.
Hey everybody, welcome to Android App Addicts. This is episode number 457. We got a duo of Android Apps Addicts here today. It's just Dor and I tonight. Mark is in some traffic. I'm out of the ice storm. If you guys listened last week, they were kind of worried about me. You know what? I stayed east of the storm. Never really got into any major problems other than a small car breakdown thing, but I ended up canceling my extra night, got back home in decent time, so that worked out just fine. And but it was nice being someplace where it was actually 20 degrees warmer than what I'm used to. That was the pluses of driving 6 hours straight south from where you're at. You get that. Dor, what you doing?
Just blowing my oldest son a kiss for bed because he was really good today. Unlike the other one.
Oh, the not oldest was not good.
We literally cannot talk about it on the show because it's it's that not family friendly.
Not safe for work.
I love him a lot. Don't want to beat him. Just seems like it.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do that. My doctor looked at me kind of crazy when I told her I was shaking my babies so they would respect me.
Wow. Okay. Oh, wait. Except for that, I'm doing okay, but I will say it's unbelievably warm here. It's even though it's middle winter time and It's like suspicious. Yeah, it was like literally I want to say over 50 today.
Oh, that'd be nice.
No, it's like I'm very suspicious of how it's going to be after I silence my phone.
I had a puddle in front of my steps today, and I had to bust through the ice to get down to it to kind of shovel it away from my stairs.
Yeah, we don't have that right now. And my one buddy at work is extremely upset because he wants snowboarding, skiing weather like right now.
He's gonna have to go out west. That's where all the snow is right now.
Well, his plan literally in the next I want to say year and a half is literally to move to Colorado.
For the skiing and snowboarding life.
I keep teasing him. It's for other reasons. But yes, he
life out there.
Yes, he insists it's there is some family out there, and he loves skiing and snowboarding. So
Have you ever went skiing, Dor?
No.
Yeah, I've watched people ski. I went on an inner tube down the hill instead. Figured that was safer for me. And it wasn't the same hill they were going down. Yeah, I had no desire to try skiing. I've tried skateboarding, I fall off. I tried roller skating, I fall off. I don't think I tried ice skating with actual ice skates. I did it with my shoes. As close as I've come.
I'm sure ice skating is quite painful.
Yeah, but my ankles aren't that good. I roll an ankle every year at least once, so I'm not going to even try, sitting on a razor blade thin piece of metal thing on top of ice.
What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. I think if I was to get into any winter sport, it would probably have to be snowmobiling. But I hate winter enough that I don't even want to do that.
That's saying something.
Yeah. Enough of this depressing winter stuff. You know, it's going to get up to 50 this weekend here, so I'm looking forward to that. It'd be nice.
Sure, yeah. You say so. I honestly believe right now, listeners, that our emails are broke. That's what I'm believing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
We found out before the show. Well, I found out about 5 o'clock this morning that Mark wasn't going to be on the show, and Door never got the email. So the emails that the listeners sent in are also probably not here. So we didn't see them.
And I am honestly very upset at this. Not upset to pay Microsoft in any shape, way, or form for an Exchange server, mind you, but I'm upset. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to call in the fellows from Podnutz Pro.
Yeah, they can set you a pop account up for you.
Oh, I'm sure they won't. No, they're gonna want to set me up with Exchange, hosted Exchange, some sort.
What if they pay for it and you don't? Would you go for that?
No, they seem kind of, I really do love the guys, but they seem a little cheap.
Yeah, but they could probably add AAA at Podnutz to one of their other already open hosted Exchange accounts.
No, if I do it to any, I do it to all. I don't want to manage multiple, streams and feeds.
Yeah, they don't listen to the show anyway, but if in case you are, find Door a good podcast or a good email solution that's not a hosted Exchange.
That's not hosted Exchange. That's not hosted Exchange. Okay, I'm going to get this fixed by next show. What I'm thinking is I'm going to need something literally to send me an email every 12 hours.
I think hosted Exchange will do that if you set it up to.
Shame
then you could
hush your mouth.
Then you could install the Outlook app on your phone.
Eric,
lucky
this
guy.
show's about to end early. So in the last 2 weeks, you've had to come across a new app. Or first off, I'll pull the Mark card and say, do you have any new hardware or any new hardware interesting you?
Okay. No, I've got a semi-new piece of hardware that I bought right before Christmas, or right after Christmas, somewhere around that Christmas time. And I bought a Insignia television from Best Buy with Roku built into it. It's kind of odd. I don't have this hooked up to cable at all. I just got an antenna hooked up to it, and then, it's Wi-Fi after that. So the remote that comes with it is only a Roku remote. It doesn't have any numbers on it to control your television. It's just a Roku standard remote with a big Hulu button, Netflix button, volume rocker on the side. But I was watching TV the other day on it, and I didn't realize this was a feature, and I don't know why I didn't think about it or overlooked it. I just hit a button. I hit the pause button, and it said, "Oh, you want to pause live TV? You can't because you haven't put a USB thumb drive in the USB slot on this TV yet."
Scramble, 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 scramble.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, it's simple. If you would like to pause live TV and all that stuff, all you got to do is throw in a USB thumb drive. I didn't know that. I had no idea that was a feature.
Dude, that's really that feature right there is worth money. I'd happily pay for that feature.
The TV cost me $97.
How big of a TV?
No, it's not big. It's 24-inch.
Okay.
But it was the size I need. I could have got a 32-inch for literally like $10 more, but it wouldn't have fit in the. We got like one of those. I don't know. What do you call them? The armoire or something? I don't know. It's like basically you shut the doors and it hides all your stuff.
That sounded racist almost.
Armoire?
I don't know.
Arma. That's fat people. Arma.
Oh,
they're Armas.
Gotcha. It's like Parmesan.
No, it comes from the word arminar, which was a word that the bear from Grizzly Adams said when he was hungry one day. Arminar. He's really hungry, so.
Very interesting. Yeah, that sounds. See, that's almost trying to. See, with no numbers on it. To me, they're trying to basically say we're not a TV, we're a screen to display content to you. And then the addition of just plugging up a thumb drive and you can literally, and it's not live TV really. My logic would be it'd be anything. You could literally put a Chromecast on that thing, be Chromecasting it, and hit pause probably too, because it's just another input. It wouldn't shock me.
Oh, you mean pause another an HDMI input rather than the antenna in?
Wouldn't shock me.
No, possibly. It's possible.
That would be really cool.
It's amazing. Thank you, Comcast, for dumbing down my signal, and it's just so amazing how much nicer the signal is coming over the air for absolutely free than what it is when you pay Comcast to give it to you. I'm 60 miles away from the nearest television station.
Wow.
I got a Turk indoor antenna that just sits there. It's not even powered. It's just made in America, I think. Turk. It's a good American brand. Anyway, it works, and so I haven't plugged in a USB yet. So I did not scramble at the time, but right before the show, I was transferring files to free up my largest thumb drive I had sitting here. So
good man.
I will be playing with that and checking it out.
That's awesome, actually.
How about you? You got any?
No real hardware news to speak of. The only hardware related thing I saw, and I believe I did post in the AAA chat, was a Antutu benchmark chart on literally Antutu.com, which the only thing a benchmark is telling you how a phone performs on a benchmark. You know what I mean? It doesn't tell you how good the phone is running anything else. You can use it as soft, things, but really don't put too much judgment in it. But no matter what, I found it funny. Funny, haha. That the non-iOS top 10 performing smartphones of 2016 in Antutu benchmarking tool, not in playing games, not in browsing the internet, but in this benchmarking tool. Okay, the number one best performing phone, OnePlus 3T. Number two best performing phone, Lee Pro 3. Those two phones right there are both under, I believe, $420. Okay, both of them, the best performing phones, are under $420. Then you go down to the Moto Z, OnePlus 3, Xiaomi Mi 5, Asus Zenfone 3, Xiaomi Mi 5, ZTE Axon 7. Okay, I'm down to number 8. You notice I'm not saying Samsung.
I was just wondering, is there a Samsung?
Okay, I'm at 8. I'm at 8. Okay. I'm not saying Samsung. Okay, I'm not saying HTC. I'm not saying LG. I really don't want to be insulting, but you sheeple out there need to understand anything that is being pitched to you in a store is mostly crap, complete and utter overpriced, shiny crap. Okay, there is some general truthiness to this measure. Okay, it's not the Bible, but there's some truthiness. Okay, there's no LGs, there's no Samsungs, none of them, for a reason. Okay, I've used them. None of them are fast. Okay, the number 9 phone, Google Pixel XL. The number 10 phone, Google Pixel. Okay, so this should tell people, at least in this benchmarking tool, the most expensive phones perform the worst. Some of the cheapest phones available this year, some of the most affordable phones this year. The year of the flagship dying has to be approaching, okay? Because these kinds of graphs show people, well, I don't see my Samsung on there. My Samsung's an Edge. My screen goes to edge, but it's not on this list. Okay. People will come to the realization everything that they're being pitched in a Verizon store, everything they're being pitched in T-Mobile, basically is all crap. Yes, you can get a ZTE Axon in a couple stores. Yes, you can get a Moto Z in a couple stores. But come on.
You can get a Pixel at Verizon.
Yes, but that's among the worst, and you pay the most.
Yes, no, it doesn't seem like a good value right there. But one thing that I think people, the Antutu thing. So you say yes, Maybe they can engineer the way things work to work really well to a benchmarking tool. We've seen that for years. But there's one other little thing that people who have had 2 or 3 Samsungs now, there's different parts of that operating system that people might get used to that the other phones don't have. There's different features. Now, mind you, most of these features are starting to be baked in to Google if they were worth it in the first place. But there are also little things that people might really miss if they go away from Samsung.
Well,
I
yes.
personally did not miss anything.
But I'll say this, Eric. That's what we call Stockholm syndrome.
Well,
literally,
no, it's
that's
not
Stockholm
Stockholm.
syndrome. When you start to actually convince yourself it's better because I'm used to it. I've had it here before. I've always had it here before. So it must be better.
There are features on like the S7 and the Note. Well, if there was a Note 7 still, that you cannot. There's features in those phones that you can't do on any other phone.
Like
the curved edge stuff. For one. I mean, there's other.
I hold my phone up next to a Samsung Galaxy Edge 7 Edge. My edge is curvy, just not edge curvy, and my screen goes closer to the edge, literally, than that phone does.
And you have a built-in sidebar in your OS that works with that edge. Well, I know you don't want it, Door, but there's people who do want it, and there's apps that if they did want it and owned your phone, they could get it back. But
the Samsung apps, I do believe, offer some uniqueness to them.
The stylus, if you're a stylus person, Samsung offers a lot.
No. The Note 7 doesn't exist anymore. Remember?
The Note 6 does.
Well, you can't get a Note 6. They discontinued them.
Okay. Well, the Note 8 will. I'm just saying. I agree, man. I'm happy with a phone that's not even on that list. It's a year old,
right?
And it was fairly cheap because this was before Google started charging a premium price.
Well, and that's the other thing. There's no Nexuses on this device either. There's no Android One devices on this. Android One there can't be because they're Android One devices. But I was almost shocked that there was no 6P or 5X.
Well, no. I mean, if you used a 5X, this would have been on the top 10 list 2 years ago. Before this phone is not a flagship phone. It's not fast. It is a utilitarian. It's pretty solid, but it's not fast. You know what I mean? It's just
gotcha.
The phone, the camera's just okay. The phone's just okay. It's not. I mean, it's slower than my Note 4 was.
Right. The main thing I want to just tell people is this is one of those grains of rice. This should never tip anyone's scale one way or the other in any dramatic fashion. It's a grain of rice. But I want to make sure everyone is aware of this one little piece of rice. There is a little bit of truthiness. I hate using that word. I really hate using that word, Eric. There is a little bit of truth to this in the sense that OnePlus 3T is a rocket. The guy at work that has one, I play with it every now and then, literally. And I have people with high-end Samsungs and the V20 LGs, and we literally put them side by side, and his OnePlus 3T blows all of them away. And he beats my phone too.
How big is that screen on that?
The 3T? OnePlus 3T, I want to say it's 5.7.
Okay. That's not too bad.
I thought it was slightly bigger. I could be wrong. I thought it was slightly bigger.
More piece of hardware. We would be doing our listeners a disservice if we didn't mention. Go to youtube.com and just type in Hush Me. It's a new device.
Oh, why are you doing this, Eric? No, let's not go there.
Okay. Don't look up Hush Me one word.
This is the stupidest cell phone accessory I've ever seen in my life, and it was at C.A.F, and hopefully it never sees the light of day. It turns you into who was a
bondage slave?
No. Jeez, Eric, where is your brain at, man?
That's what it looks like to me.
No, it looks like the guy in Batman with the thing on his face.
Yeah, with the
Kids can watch Batman, not bondage videos. Okay, let's stick with Batman. I want to say Blake, something like that. The Batman guy with Bane with that thing on top of his face. I come from the darkness. That's what this thing looks like, but it's wider. the gimmick is supposedly I'm in a public space, I'm in college, in the library, wearing my hipster clothes, and I get a phone call, but I'm embarrassed to talk in front of other people. So let me take my phone out of the room. Well, no longer with Hush Me. Hush Me wraps around your head and your mouth. And supposedly has noise canceling technology to where people around you can't hear you, but the person on the other side of the phone call can hear you perfectly clear, kind of thing.
I thought of a use case for this today.
While you're at your proctologist?
Nope.
Oh.
While you're hunting, it'll keep your mouth covered so your face doesn't get so cold, and the deer won't hear you if you're talking on the phone.
Well, I got a hunting guy at work. I'll show this to him tomorrow, and I'm sure he's going to laugh me out of his cube. But
okay. just tell him. Remember, there's camo tape. You can just
there's camo tape. This is the kind of device at CES. The reason I hope it doesn't take off isn't because I don't want to see the company do good. I want to believe our society either is fine with saying I'm not going to answer the phone right now, or
I'm okay with answering the phone next to somebody.
Right. Now, if you're in a library, of course, which honestly, they kind of implied the kid was in the library, but they didn't say it in the video. Don't talk on the phone. Don't get this device either. Show some respect. Just leave the library. Don't look up the video called Hush Me, all one word. And you guys tell us when the email's fixed, is the guy in front of a tablet or a laptop? Because I think it's a tablet with a case on it. Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, and I was just trying to figure out what the slot in the top was. And Dor thinks it's the volume rocker on an iPad, but it seems longer than that. And also, if you do watch Hush Me One Word on YouTube, which you shouldn't, tell me if this guy cannot control his laughter at the end after being so ridiculous that he couldn't keep it together. Okay.
Yeah.
And apps. Let's do some apps.
Please. Can we keep
Go ahead. You start.
Please? Okay, me start. Start. I'm going to start with okay. Well, with a browser. Okay, we just went through in the last year a whole bunch of dirtiness in the browser arena is what I'm going to say. Where we literally had browsers almost like Firefox and Chrome plugins become popular, sell off to a scummy company, and then start doing really underhanded things with their access they have. Last year, we had a lot of browsers that do that in Android, including Dolphin, which was one of the more popular ones. This one prompts itself on being safer. Okay. Let's see how that lasts this year. It's called Brave Browser Fast AdBlock by Brave Software, E for everyone. I do believe it was free, if I'm not mistaken, Eric.
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, completely free. 2,500 reviews, 4.2 average reviews, updated January 16th, between 100,000 and 500,000 installs. The gimmick is it can turn on do not track me in the browser setting, which is one of those anonymity things. Thank you very much. And there is some level of ad blocking that's going on as well. I will say it's almost when ad blocking is done right, it's hard to tell when ad blocking is working. You know what I mean? When it's done nice and smooth. And I launched this browser and I literally have to load up pages in a different browser to see, oh yeah, it is working.
Nice.
I'm not going to say how it's working great or it's working perfect, but there's definitely less ads.
Is it a comfortable interface? Does it feel like home as far as a browser goes? It's not a glaring, like rounded big address bars or nothing that makes you screams out at you, hey, I'm different.
No, I believe it's using the Chrome backend engine. To me, it looks and acts and reacts a lot like Chrome. The only difference is there's a Brave icon up in like the toolbar. Everything else was very Chrome-like. Also, on some pages, it would pop up on the bottom, like you know how on Google pages, Google browser, sometimes when you go to a page, it will say, "Do you want me to translate?" or this site wants to share your location. What I get on this one is sometimes the reading mode, where you hit that and it removes even more of the fluff, the menus and the sidebars and the footers, and it makes it more like a PDF you're almost reading kind of thing.
And that's a feature of Firefox, right?
I want to say it's a feature in Firefox that they push. It's a feature in Chrome that they don't push as much. The biggest difference, I believe, between Chrome and Firefox is in Firefox, you can load a page in reading mode. In Chrome, you have to first load the page, get the ads, then load it in reading mode. But yeah, I mean, this so far, I am really happy with how the browser works, how the speed of the browser just seems smooth. If it actually does help with data tracking and privacy, I guess cool. Yeah. But if it blocks ads a little bit, even better, because I hate to say it, part of the reason why I think the app thing is taking over as hard as it is, as much as it is, as successful as it is, it's because mobile web browsing and ads suck so viciously.
Another thing, another pop-up I've been seeing lately too, I don't know if you have, is ones that'll say wallstreetjournal.com would like to send you a notification. Okay or no? You know, that I found kind of odd, being coming from a web page rather than an actual app.
I get them now, it seems like, constantly on all kinds of web pages. And to be honest, the first couple times I saw it a couple months ago, I said, okay. I said, sure, why not? Okay, I'll take it. Very quickly, I learned, oh, that was really stupid of me. Because this is not going to get better. This is not going to get less. This is not going to get lighter. Because first I was thinking maybe it'll be like almost like an RSS feed of, oh, there's an update on this website. That's pretty cool. No. It's bad.
I can't install it on my other tablet though.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, it's the Amazon one, so it's a little tricky anyway.
Well, it needs 1 and up, and that tablet should be on, I believe it is 5.0. So that shouldn't be stopping it. Do you have the Chrome browser installed?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I guess it should. I guess I don't know.
I'll try it from its own Play Store and see if it comes in that way or not.
Gotcha.
On the device itself. All right. I've got an app here. You guys, or not? I shouldn't say you guys. I'd say you. You took it back to retro. Retro.3. I mean, that last episode, I couldn't almost hear it. It was so 8-bit. It was like your voice turned into 8-bit and everything. I don't know. It was just too much. So I'm going to bring an app here that's the opposite of 8-bit. And that was my goal today, was to just find something that's got really smooth graphics. But this one is plays like an 8-bit. It's a throwback to, well, probably 16-bit Street Fighter type thing. It's called Fight Club Fighting Games. And if you ever liked Street Fighter and those type of games where it's just mano a mano in the middle of a screen and you're just going to town fighting each other, this is it with a lot better graphics. And it is by Integer Games. It does have a lot of ads though, like in between every fight an ad. So that kind of sucks.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's a pretty decent game.
Well, I'm shocked because I'm watching the video.
And I didn't watch the video.
And I don't see a single ad. That's really shocking. I thought they would show what your experience is like with that.
The ads are only really in between the fights.
Gotcha. Okay. What instantly, and I was wrong, what I instantly thought of, to be honest, Eric, was the game Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter is historically maybe the worst fighting game of all time in the arcade because it was literally like impossible to play. And the first split second I saw this, that's the first thing that came to mind, but I'm wrong. It isn't even close to that bad. but I'll say it does look repetitive a little bit. I do like the fact that you can actually customize your character. Street Fighters, all you can do is change outfit colors. Really, that's it, kind of thing. So I would say this is something definitely worth look at. Completely free. Do you know what the in-app purchases are? Hopefully, it's just maybe remove ads,
upgrades, and things like that. No, I couldn't find the remove ads. It may be there somewhere, but it was kind of pushing me to pay for some upgrades.
Yeah, it says upgrade your powers, outfit, and transform your avatar to the leading fight machine.
That's where we're all striving to get. We're all striving to be a leading fight machine.
So is it basically like a button smasher? You just tap everything.
It's a swiper. You swipe to the angles for like an upper hit. We'd swipe up to the right, swipe up to the left to somebody on your left, down to the swiping more than tapping. Tapping works too for just a straight punch, like a jab. But
yeah, and like tattoos cost money and stuff. I'd say.
Yeah, I didn't get into all that.
I'll say this: I am becoming a fan of fighter games again. Partially because
you gotta get ready.
Right. Partially because I saw on the Nintendo Switch, which I can't stop talking about to my friends. They're re-releasing a Street Fighter 2, I believe it was, version with a new character in it. Some people say it's a money grab. I liked, Street Fighter, so I'll probably buy it anyway. But this is definitely kind of good thing to get me warmed up.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get your knuckles ready for when that comes out.
Sure, yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is just give a quick update, because I told people I would, on a Buffer, the social media Twitter application. I can't use it. I can't use it exclusively is what I'm going to say. And it's partially because there is no if this then that integration that I could find. I was hoping to simplify things and not make them a little bit harder, because right now I'm using Hootsuite on the desktop, and on Android I basically use if this then that for a lot of purposes, and I couldn't find anything like that. What Buffer really is, and a word buffer in the title, what this really excels at is scheduling events. Like literally, Eric, I'm going to say this: going through your RSS feed, finding 50 things you like, going into Buffer and say, for the next hour, release one of, for the next 50 hours, release one of these every hour.
Really?
Yeah, this was good at scheduling events is what I want to say. And I'm not huge on the scheduling thing, which maybe I should be. So I'm going to keep this in my queue. I might come back to it later, but for right now, I don't see myself continuing to use.
So you'd rather have something where if you see something, you hit one button and it goes everywhere. And this doesn't do that?
Well, this did it, but it had no integration with if this then that,
which is hooked up to other things you needed it to do.
Which means I'm going to have to do more work if I use this app.
Because the if this and that is also adding it to a spreadsheet over here and things like that. Other than social media networks.
Right. It's doing like my own personal cataloging, note gathering, and saving. Okay, this next app though, I do believe this is going to be useful to a large section of people. I almost got spoiled. Like you said, there's certain features you have available in certain Android operating systems. Okay. This was something I noticed when I hook up my Bluetooth headphones, which I actually got a pair of Bluetooth headphones, which some people might think I'm very shocked by me getting that, but I did get a pair of Bluetooth headphones. When I connect them to my phone, right next to the Bluetooth icon, I get a battery meter.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet feature nobody else has.
Well, some devices have it, some devices don't, and it's really one of those things you never know until you actually try it and see. But this app is called BatON, BATON. It's by Limitium.
Yeah, Limitium.
Limitium.
Yeah,
Only 143 reviews. E for everyone. Completely free to download. No in-app purchases. This is as free as G as you can get. 3.9 average reviews. Requires 4.3 Android drop, so nothing crazy new. Only between 1,000 and 5,000 installs. Updated January 17th, 2017. Current version 1.1.35. So it's still newer. This does not work on every phone, period. Okay. This will work on some phones where you connect your Bluetooth headphones and there's no battery meter up in the status bar, but you install this app and it can tell you the battery meter of your device. This to me is the kind of thing I have to be aware of the amount of charge left.
Yeah.
I think now, because I've already had it once, or I will literally develop a nervous twitch. You know what I mean?
I've got multiple pairs of Bluetooth headphones and not one of them has any indicator which tells me how much charge is on it. So I find myself constantly charging them all the time. There's always one pair being charged all the time. And I just hope I don't grab one that's low on charge when I do, go out for a walk. This is great. I'm going to try it. Hopefully it works on the 5X.
Please tell us next week if this works at all.
Because I'll definitely do some walking this week.
What I'm terrified of is it only works good with devices that already show the battery meter already. If that's the case, what's the point? You know what I mean? Because you already have it.
Yeah.
But
and I've got some older Bluetooth headphones and newer ones, and high end one and cheap AMZ Review Trader ones too. I can try it with to see who communicates too. I mean, it's got to have some communication coming from the headphone itself. Has to have some circuitry to tell something how much battery it has.
This is what the description says. This is one of the shortest and most blunt descriptions I think I've ever seen of anything ever in over 4,000 apps we've done on this show. Okay. The description says, this app tries to show the battery level of Bluetooth devices. Bluetooth device must have hands-free profile. So it has to be able to reject phone calls, or have what's called GATT profile. That's capital GATT profile, which is usually available on Bluetooth 4.0 or above low energy devices to recheck the battery level. Just check on the notification. So what that tells me is it's not an ongoing continuous ping of battery level. I will say, yeah, on my phone it's the same way. I don't see a gradual battery going down. I see maybe 3 or 4 jumps in the battery meter, like full 75, 50, 25 dead kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't. I hope it works for me. This is something. Ever since you told me you had that on your phone, man, I've been really jealous and wanting that.
I hope this does it for you. I'm hooked on it.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna bring an app here. We're flying through the apps here with only 2 of us. That's okay though. We got some apps. This one. Ooh, I put it in the wrong chat. This one is called Radon Share Using Ultrasound. Okay,
it's an interesting name.
It is an interesting name. And so what this does is basically, and I don't know, ultrasound. I mean, you're not going to, you can't really put it on top of your belly and see your baby. But this will let you easily share a website, a picture, whatever you have on your phone. You're like, hey, honey, because she's just sitting right over there or whatever with her tablet. Easily share whatever you're checking out right then without having to hold your phone over there. And she's like squinting and like leaning over. It's like, I don't know what you're trying to show me, dork. So all you do is you tap this up, you send it over to her, and it's instantly right over on the other device.
Wait a minute. I'm confused, but I think I know what's going on here.
Okay.
So it's not using QR codes, as the description says, or as the long description says.
Right.
It's not using NFC.
Correct.
So this, I'm guessing, is using the same transport protocol, if you will, of like what the Google Chromecast can do, where apparently you can communicate from your phone to your Chromecast in like a ultrasonic frequency that you can't hear. Humans can't hear, but you can communicate with it. So I'm going to guess that's how this is communicating from device to device.
Is that how Chromecast works? I just assumed it was Wi-Fi.
No, there's two ways you can do a Chromecast. If you turn guest mode on with your Chromecast, people can pitch things straight from your phone to a Chromecast device without using Wi-Fi. I believe it uses ultrasonic high frequencies.
Okay. Yeah, it must be using that. It worked quickly in the first time I tried it right off the bat.
Yeah, because they use ultrasound, and I'm really pretty sure that's not the correct vernacular. Ultrasound. Okay, define ultrasound. Sound or other vibration having ultrasonic frequency, particularly used in medical imaging. An ultrasound scan, especially a pregnant woman.
Yeah, and I use ultrasonic cleaner, which is basically tiny little waves in the water or the alcohol or whatever you have in there that vibrates, stuff clean.
Yeah, and it doesn't say, it basically says Radon uses sensors you already have and everyone else, including Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and ultrasound. They almost sound like they don't even know how it works. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they're using whatever they can get it. However they can get it over there, they're going to use a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, whatever it is. I think it hits them all. But it does it quickly.
So you've tested it?
I tested it. It comes right up on the other thing, and it worked good.
So
it's literally a website right over.
You both had the app up and running.
Yeah.
So that's the only gimmick. They have to have like buy-in. This honestly, I could see working great at like a concert or an event.
Right. That's what I was thinking too, where you change everybody's screen to red and they're all holding them up, and then you change them all to green.
Right.
I think, I was thinking that same thing, man. Like when we're at our podcast conference or whatever. So I pull up the app and it says waiting for a beam using other devices now.
I bet you if I had it installed right now on my device, even though we can't hear it, I'm pretty sure it would work.
No. Oh, you mean over our microphone?
Yeah.
And headphones?
Yeah.
So
we're not doing live demos. Live demos never work.
Yeah. So the beam. So then what I do is if I'm on the picture or the web page, I go to share. I just hit the share button on that, and it's one of the share things. I hit share and it comes over.
Yeah, I can see this being really useful.
It would be cool to do a whole conference room.
Right. Or I could see, honestly, some artist like having signs when you come into the event, load this app and have it running during the finale or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it might be, Lady Gaga or something. I don't know.
But you don't want to test it. You don't want to do it live. Nobody wants to do that live.
No. Okay. I'm going to bring, this is not retro. This is not a game. If you notice, very light on the games tonight. This is called Chrooma GIF Keyboard.
Chrooma. We didn't bring this before?
Chrooma? No, don't tell me we brought it before.
No, maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I know I've used it.
Stop the presses. See if we had a Roku stick in. We have Chrooma, where if we go take a look at that, drum roll. We had a game called Chrooma. And that's it.
Okay.
Whew, man.
Good. You dodged a bullet there, Door.
I was sweating. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep calling this Chrooma, but yeah, Chrooma GIF Keyboard.
CHROOMA for those others.
Yeah. Honestly, the main reason I even downloaded this was because I really did get just completely frustrated finally with what?
Never mind.
I did get completely frustrated with TouchPal, where I would say, don't show me ads. And 1 to 3 days later, it's like, oops, we don't know what happened. This box got checked and we don't know what, and it just got too much. So I finally uninstalled it.
Door. I hate to keep interrupting you. So you brought this on episode 329.
No.
It was a game by the same developer as this keyboard, same name and everything.
Well, no, that is just called Chrooma. That's it.
Chrooma.
Right. This is called Chrooma GIF Keyboard
by Game Lounge. Yeah. So everything they make is Chrooma.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And so I got sick and tired of TouchPal, so I said I'm just going to do a different keyboard. One of the stupidest things. Okay, this is stupid. This is really stupid.
Okay.
But I liked it.
Ooh.
The fact that the keyboard color automatically changes to fit what app you're in or what web page you're on.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of thing. It matches the current theme that's going on. That I just thought was cool. So I wanted to give it a try. Seems like a fine keyboard. It has the built-in ability to type something and either get a emoji icon based upon it, fat, heart, frog, whatever. But it also has the ability to do GIF searches as well, where you type, cat, and you'll see an animated cat.
Can you get rid of the GIF bar or the emoji bar and substitute it for a number bar at the top? That's a question we always have to ask on keyboards now.
We do?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Steve C's dad won't use a keyboard that doesn't have a number bar at the top.
Who's he?
Steve Sr., I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. So I thought the C stood for Charlie. I don't think so. I don't know. I never tried, to be honest. I just typed. But it's just, I love the color thing. At least is a initial hook.
That's a neat I could see a lot of people liking it for that same reason. Yeah. Did you use some emojis? Were they like motion emojis or anything like that? Or
I don't really use emojis now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either. I gotta say I've never really used them. I don't know why. I guess it says GIF. It doesn't say emojis. That's good. That's good because a lot of these keyboards say emoji right in the keyboard. Okay, so you do GIFs though. How was their GIF selection? Did you?
Nobody. Yeah, nobody seems to be great at the GIF search, but it works. You type in pizza and you get like a flashing pizza coming at you. You type hypno toad and you get the frog with the eyes, freaking you out kind of thing. So it works. I mean,
I'd love just to send some text messages to my wife with this because she has a dumb phone and any emoji just turns into just garbage.
Blocks,
yeah, it's like, yeah. All right, that's cool.
Yeah. I liked it.
All right, this next app I'm going to bring has the worst. Did you say you had one with a horrible name earlier today?
Maybe.
All right, this has got to be the worst name I've seen for an app, and it is called Contextual App Folder.
This was one of the ones I think Bill Miller insisted I took a look at.
Like C.A.F. Unreleased.
Yeah. This is a really smart app. Good.
Yeah, it's nice. I've got it installed on there, and basically, I added a folder to my homepage, and you're gonna like this because you can change the roundness of the corners on your icons in the folder, and you can customize it and make So I've got this one folder that's bigger than all the other apps or other icons. I've got my Voxer icon prominently right in front of it, and in big letters it says "Hi Eric" on my phone. And basically, when I open it, it's got anything I want in that folder. But then when I plug in my headphones, all the items in that folder change to only things that pertain to a headphone. I'm hoping that it does more than just that, but I haven't used it enough to find out, like if I hook up Bluetooth, if it would only be Bluetooth type apps that show up in that folder. So I don't always have to have, if there's an app that I use a lot when I have headphones in, I don't have to leave it on my home screen to get it quickly. I can just leave it in this contextual folder. It'll have other things in it normally, but then, it just says, "Hey, I got a headphone jack in here." Now all you're going to see on here is Google Play and Podcast Addict.
Yeah, I can tell you, they say they have 9 different triggers. Okay.
Okay.
And here are the 7 I can pull out of their description. When headphones are connected, when you're in a GPS coordinate area,
Smart.
when Wi-Fi, don't know if it means Wi-Fi on or Wi-Fi connected, but Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, don't know if it means when Bluetooth on or Bluetooth connected, when calling, or when an app notification happens. This is one of those apps I'm really infatuated with the idea of it, but I never not have headphones plugged in. If I don't have headphones plugged in, I'm not using my phone. I literally subscribe now, I believe, to 89 podcasts, Eric.
So you usually have headphones plugged in.
If I don't, I'm not using my phone. You know what I mean?
You don't have headphones plugged into it right now?
Well, yeah, but I'm not using it. Yeah.
Do you ever worry about your headphone jack getting worn out?
Not anymore, because I now have Bluetooth headphones. But yes, I did, because I did my very first phone, my Moto, what was it called? The big brick, the Moto X. I killed the headphone jack to where once in a while I would have to like push it and lean it and tweak it, and and then it would start working again.
I bought these little headphone adapters that are about 1.5 inches long that I use, and I like it because when I have my case on my phone, it's kind of built up around the headphone jack, and some of the fatter headphone jacks won't plug into it very well. So I've got the small one in there, and I can leave that in the phone. And I mean, I don't walk around with a tail hanging off my phone, because but if I used headphones that much, maybe I would. But then it saves, I can plug in and out of that all the time, and it saves on the physical hardware inside the phone. And plus, I don't have to worry about it not making a good connection, because those are really thin. They fit right in there. They're barely bigger than the barrel of the headphone jack as far as thickness on the wire size part.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I will say I did have to opt out of a couple cases in the past because my headphone jack then wouldn't fit in it when I was listening to stuff.
Right.
My only thought about this app really is, I don't know if I have a use case for it, because I believe the same apps I use when I'm home are the apps I use when I'm at work, are the apps I use when we're at wherever, the mall or IKEA. So I don't know when a location would deem I'm using a different app. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, right. For you, no, maybe not.
I don't know. But I say this, I'm infatuated with the idea of this app. So I literally have it installed, waiting.
Yeah, I mean, if it was
some use case.
So if it was contextual home screen rather than just folder, like, so if somebody is a complete crazy nut job away from work, and they've just got all this pirating stuff on their phone and everything, when they're at home, they got, like some bikini babe as a background. And then as soon as they walk into the Wi-Fi at work, it triggers. And then, it's all pristine, the font changes to something just, really high class, and, just all work apps, no play, just all business all of a sudden.
Well, that guy would be like a tasker master. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I am going to leave this installed, and I'm going to hopefully once in a while load it, and then I'll figure out a use case, just because I do really like the idea of this. But this is the kind of feature, to be honest, Eric, I could see in less than 2 years, Google figuring out and putting it baked into the OS, which, I mean, for how long we've done this show, every app that is one of those apps that is just a good app seems to always eventually become a baked in feature in the OS.
Yep, they do. And it's an unreleased app right now, and it hasn't been updated since December. So I'm wondering, maybe they're in negotiations or something.
You're right. I didn't notice that. Huh. Don't know. Maybe they're just taking their time. They want to make sure they do it right.
Well, they're doing pretty good so far.
Okay. This next app I have to bring, because a good friend of the show, was a little shocked. He said that he told me the app and I didn't bring it to the show. So I'm now correcting that. I'm fixing that. It's a Zoke, Xoke. Mrs. Zoke is on Twitter. She does a lot of tweeting on the Twitter of the Twitter. You know what I mean? Kind of like the Google. Zoke is a really unbelievably nice guy, and he's an example of a guy I would like to do a show with. It almost doesn't matter what the show's about because Zoke's a pretty wide range of experiences. I'm going to say kind of smart guy. Could be fun. This app is called ReadItToMe Unique Handsfree.
Okay.
The name, I immediately said, why would I use this app? I don't need this app. I use Say It when I want to read a long email or a long web page or a PDF or something. I use Say It so I can hear it while I'm looking at it.
And Say It worked by sharing it to Say It, right?
Yes, you could take anything and just share it to it.
Right.
To which he responded with his UK-ish accent, "You're a bloody idiot. Read the description. That's not what this app does." Oh, sorry. Which he said in a very nice way. Read It To Me, Unique Hands-Free by Rob J. Productivity, some kind of in-app purchase, completely free, 1,600 reviews, 4.0 average reviews, updated November 10th, 2016. 4.0 is the version, between 100,000 and 500,000 installs. What this is the quote-unquote perfect driving companion when you don't have a Moto X or a Moto X Pure, Moto X Play. What this enables you to do, it basically allows your phone to not only read the notification that you're getting, but in cases of some of them, like text messages, it can actually read you the text message itself while you're either driving, or you might have your phone in your backpack and you have headphones on, or you know, that kind of thing. So this is more like a screen to voice engine when it comes to notifications.
That's nice, because a lot of times, you know, like I'll be on a walk. I'm going to install this immediately, because I'll be on a walk, my phone's in my pocket, and I'll be listening to a podcast, and I'll hear a ding, you know, or whatever notification I've got. Oh, I just got a notification. I have no idea what it was. I mean, unless I have it personalized for that app, you know. So inevitably, I'm taking my phone out just to look and see what it was I just missed. Yeah, this is smart. I like it.
Yeah,
How does it work?
Well, that's the thing. The main use case for this, I cannot use it because the main use case is in the car. I carpool with the wife, and I'll just say this: I cannot have something interrupt the wife while we're going back and forth to work. So I can't have this on when I'm driving with her. She's literally 80+% of my driving time. Any other time, I typically have the phone literally in my breast pocket at work or in my hand when I'm with myself. So I really don't need this. Here's the one thing I did like, Eric. You can actually reply to text messages as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the features kind of thing. I'm not sure about emails and other things, but text messages, it says it can. The only hook or crook is because different apps I've seen act differently, especially different podcast players. The only thing that this thing would have to do is interrupt my podcast player, pause the podcast, play the message, say, you know, text message from Eric, are we going to do a show tonight? You know, and not play my podcast at the same time. Because some of these applications I've seen, they literally like blend in. So it literally just sounds like conflicting stuff and you can't understand either the podcast or this over talking.
Yeah, I'm okay with that if that's what it does. I've been having the other problem lately, especially on this long trip I took last week with Google Maps. I would know that there was a notification coming from Google Maps about an upcoming exit coming up or things like that.
Right.
Because the podcast stops, but nothing happens. It just shuts off.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
hear the maps, and I don't hear the podcast anymore. And then when I was using Google Music for my podcast player, which I thought, well, maybe that would make it better, it wouldn't even restart after it happened. I would have to go into the app. It
Hit
would
play.
still act like it was playing. I'd have to hit pause, fast forward 30 seconds, and then hit play again to make it work. So I stopped. I uninstalled all my podcasts from the music play.
Was it
Play music.
connected to your car via Bluetooth?
It was connected to my FM transmitter via Bluetooth. Yes.
Okay. Because honestly, the only time I've seen that was with Bluetooth and like Voxer, for instance. Once in a while, it was the combination of Bluetooth, Voxer, and podcast player where it was acting funny, like weird. I'd have to like pause and replay.
And there was a couple times where I could hear her say like the first syllable or two of a word and then just cut out.
Yeah.
So no, I'm going to give this a try. I can't wait to try this. Boy, I can try this and the other one.
Right. Well, I hope it works.
A fun walk.
I'll say it says it supports the reading of the message and allowing you to reapply for SMS, WhatsApp, Hangouts, Telegram, quote unquote, and more.
The reply thing, I wonder if I have to hit a button or something to reply on my Bluetooth headset though, because I'm not really good with the button. I don't ever want to hit buttons on my Bluetooth headset.
The video, it looks like all you got to do is basically say, "Would you like to reply?" Yes, and then
okay. If it asks, that would be really sweet.
Yeah. And it does say, use the music stream. So this is the tricky part. If it doesn't interrupt your stuff, right, Eric, go into the settings. Because if you take a look at the screenshots on the profile thing, it says use music stream, which I do believe it will let you, instead of overlaying the music, interrupt the music, which might give you better results.
Yeah, because it says the one above it says lower music volume. So that would be nice to use the stream. Good.
Very
nice.
cool. Hope it works, man.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. There's also a dual output speaker fix, which is experimental, which could be exactly what we were talking like we want, but we'll see. Paid feature is the voice reply. Free during the trial period. That's okay. I mean, I'd pay for it if it works. Definitely. Door, I'm out of apps. That was my entire tank. So if you've got another one or two.
Oh yeah, don't you know? Yeah. Okay. This next one I got from a dear friend is what I'm going to say, and I'm just calling him that because I'm sure he hates when I call him a dear friend. That is a Knucklehead Tech. This is by Tomorrow Corporation, which rang a slight bell, but I couldn't remember. But then I remembered the game Little Inferno. I don't know if you remember that, Eric.
It seems like a little person who made fires or something. Running around making fires.
It was the only thing I can say is it was at least a little mildly disturbing, because your goal was to burn more things. You were basically like a pyromaniac, and you would put different things in the fire, and sometimes you would put things in and earn coins. And yeah. Okay. This one is called, you might like the name of this one, Eric, Human Resource Machine. Human Resource Machine by Tomorrow Corporation, top developer, everyone 10 and up, $4.99 to buy. That's the hook. Okay. No in-app purchases, 4.6 average reviews, between 5,000 and 10,000 installs, which is, I think it's pretty good for being a $5 game. Updated January 10th, 2017, current version 102. Okay. This does have a video, and to be honest, I'm okay with this game having a video because, to be honest, you want to know what you're getting into before you buy it. Okay. The easy cop-out way to explain this game is it's a gentle introduction to programming.
That's what I thought. It looked like it to me. I'm like, yeah, this looks like coding a little bit.
But I'm not going to say that. It's not.
Okay.
It's a introduction to programmatic thinking. is what I'm going to say. Not programming itself, but into at least the idea of programmatic thinking. It's basically you have to work your way through the floors of this new job. You're in the mailroom in the beginning, ground floor, super easy task. It's very easy to write the programmatic routines for this. And then as you progress, the task get more and more and more difficult to where you really need to sit down and think. This is not a game you can do leisurely. Okay. This is the game Mark, I'm sure, is listening because he loves the show so much. This is the game I actually do really encourage him to download and at least play with it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's the kind of game he's going to violently uninstall because it sucks too much gray matter out. On the left side of the screen, you have what is almost like MIT App Inventor, almost like Scratch, drag and drop command sets where you can put them in different orders, add some, duplicate some, customize some. Very unique games, what I'm going to say. I know it's $5. I beg people to at least go look at the video, listen to what I'm saying. If you're on a fast connection, go ahead and pay the $5, download it, play it for a minute or two. And if it's not your cup of tea, go ahead and return it. But I'm pretty sure there's at least a section of our audience that are going to find this intoxicating.
It looks too involved for me, but yes, I agree that some people are going to love this game. I don't know. I do human resource. 60-ish% of my job is already human resource type stuff. It's enough.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I can't. I don't think I could install this one. It's too much learning and work. I do enough work, enough hours, a lot of hours.
Gotcha.
I like the graphics though. I mean, it's a really cool looking game. I love the style of it.
It is, but as soon as I figured out what it was, I had to uninstall it. I'm not gonna lie. I had to.
Too much thinking and work too, or
yeah. I mean, I'm listening to my podcast. There's no way I can listen to a podcast and devote the mental cycles to that.
Right.
Okay, next, I ain't gonna lie. I was really confused. I gave this to my son on his Asus Zenfone 2, which is one of the lesser models with only 2 gigs of RAM, not 4 gigs of RAM. He said this really slowed down my phone, Dad.
Yeah, I saw this.
I know, but listeners got to wait till the end of what I'm about to say.
Bill Miller might have brought this one too.
I do know it was in the chat. Wouldn't shock me it was Bill Miller. Yes, it was. In fact, it was. Okay, this is called Toontastic 3D by a top developer. E for everyone. Completely free. No in-app purchase. Average reviews 4.3. Updated January 11th. Requires Android 5.0 and up. Current version 1.0.0. This app allows you to draw and create animations of your own cartoons in a simple and easy fashion. But the publisher of the app is Google.
So
that's what I didn't realize. I'm like, what the hell is this? Toontastic, make 3D things. Oh man, Google? What? This is by Google. So this kind of blew my mind. Remember, Google bought the company that did the Androidify kind of thing. So it wouldn't shock me if they're trying to get a little bit more of that love, creative juices, action kind of thing from different people.
This game, this app looks like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I was really upset that it didn't run good on my son's phone. I was really upset at that. So what I did was I loaded it on my 1+1 and I'm allowing him to use that here as a tablet kind of thing. It's a small tablet. He hasn't been on YouTube now for like 3 days.
So he's been grinding on this game?
He's just making stuff up.
Oh, has he shown you anything yet?
He has, and they're always crazy. And he loves the ability to take a picture of his face, making a face, and inputting it into his animation.
This looks, I mean, for anybody who took a notebook or a small pad of paper and drew little stick figures like running across the bottom of the page and then jumping over a ball and like like you were an animator all of a sudden. Oh, this just watching the video of this looks so fun.
Yeah, and my youngest watches complete sets of videos where it's literally people like holding dolls, like kind of stupid, really stupid.
There's a new thing on Netflix like that. It's like
Well, I know
The Family or something.
Okay, you broke it down. Okay, the real reason I can't stand that video, and if that guy who made that video lived anywhere by me, I would be right now in at least county lockup because I would beat the living crap out of him because he has these puppets of these Mario characters and he never stops cussing in his videos. It's obviously when you just look at it, a video desperately intended for children, and yet he never stops cussing in his videos. I could see people making literally custom content on these kind of things in an expedited fashion, you know what I mean? And then being able to publish them out on different platforms.
Does Google own your creation since it's owned by Google?
It doesn't say. I hope not.
I mean, but they are going to make it easier to share to everybody, though. I mean, if you want to share with somebody across the country or the world, probably better that it's owned by Google. There'll probably be great conduits to get your stuff out there, but you may not ever be able to make it your own and take it to the next level, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know I thought it was unique, different, interesting, cool. Then I was like, this is by Google, because I first expected it to be completely spam ridden with ads, or you had to share it through a mechanism where there was an ad, or there'd be crazy limitations that cost you money kind of thing. And then I saw it's by Google and it's free. Holy moly, this could be, something big.
Any idea if this, and I don't know how much you played with it, could you set up 2 characters in a set on here and just have them lip syncing live to a talking, or like take a recording of you talking, saying something, and then their mouths move to what you said?
I don't believe there's any mouth movement.
It says record your voice, animate a cartoon, but I just wondered if that was.
When I used it, I don't know how it would know who you were saying is talking, but if you watch the video, literally like 3 seconds in, you see different people's mouths moving at different times.
So maybe you hold on that guy if you're recording his voice. You hold on the other guy when you're recording his voice.
I guess.
I was thinking a long time ago, we could do podcast videos and have to put our podcast on YouTube without having to look at our ugly mugs. We could have a fun little cartoon door. It could actually be a talking door. And then whatever a Dini is, I could be one of those. I imagine it's some sort of a spring with like a ball that floats on top of it, and they could talk too.
Sure.
And then Mark would be a Mark, an actual caricature of himself.
Yeah, I don't know what a Mark would be, except for Mark. Gotcha.
Fun. This is. I wonder if teenagers are too old for this.
I'm going to say close to too old for it.
So it's perfect for me.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah, I'm quite immature. Okay, let me bring this one here next, Eric, really quick. And I'm always a little bit sad because I bought this a couple of days ago, and when I bought it, it was literally 10 cents. It was a sale. I
saw it. You did help. You shared that, and I didn't take advantage of it because I just bought EDJing that you mentioned.
Right. I bought this one only because it was only 10 cents, and it might be good. It might be one of the things that my son finds and just falls in love with. It's called Cross DJ Pro by Mix Vibes Music and Audio, E for everyone, $5.49, and has in-app purchases by a top developer, 4,000 reviews, 4.5 average reviews, updated December 23rd, 2016, between 50,000 and 100,000 installs. What I'm going to guess now is, Eric, these companies very precisely put their apps on sale for like 10 cents hoping not only to drive sales, but to drive reviews and to drive credibility.
To drive door to bring it to the show.
Right. And then put their price back up to normal, hoping the latecomers will look at it and still decide to buy it.
One good reason to join the AAA club, because Door let us all know. And I didn't take advantage of it. Now I've got remorse because I should have.
Right. Well, I can tell you, no doubt, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Well,
I was very
though.
that's
crossfade.
Right. That's what I liked about this one versus the other one. This interface to me seemed much easier. You could set points in the tracks, because if you were already aware of the track and the beat and the flow or the bridges and everything, and you could set key points in the tracks, it was very easy to put the two tracks side by side and transition from one to the other. But there's also a little bit of in-depth customizations you can do on even stuff like low passes and high pass filters, to where you can take this song and in the process of crossfading, if you want, you could transmutate the music to make it sound different as the transition's happening and things like this. This was actually a pretty interesting app when I got into it and started playing with it a little bit. I will say in tablet mode, it looks to me to be a much more natural interface for a DJ versus the phone mode. So if you're I hate to say it, aspiring DJ at all, this is the kind of app you really do need to check out and at least look at, because I thought this was actually pretty good.
It looks nice. I am remorseful that I did not order, that I didn't take your heads up and run with it. It would have definitely been worth 10 cents just to have them in the, you never know when somebody's gonna need a DJ real quick.
Right. Yeah, you never know.
Last year at high school dance, their DJ was playing YouTube videos with the commercials.
Nice. So I was going to say, DJ might save your life. Okay, last thing I'm going to bring here really quick, and this is a game, and this is the kind of game I really do encourage people to watch the video for the little things that are happening in this video. Okay, this is called Space Marshals 2 by Pixelbyte. T for teen, top developer, 6,900 views, 4.4 average reviews, updated January 13th, between 100,000 500,000 installs, current version 1.3.2.
This is a cool looking game.
Yeah, this, and I know this is almost like XCOM, I believe is the name of the game. It's a top-down 3/4 view shooter game, but there's a lot of nuance that goes in with stealthiness, hiding behind obstacles or artifacts or barrels or stuff, a little bit of hand-to-hand combat, and a lot of shooting that happens too. This is the kind of game where I think once you get up in levels, you're going to have to play the same level, maybe 100 times to figure out the right pattern through the level to use the least amount of bullets possible with the most amounts of success possible. I want to say about a third way through the video, you see a guy position himself just right to shoot once and literally take out 4 people.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool because you're actually in the beginning of the video, you're on a spaceship dressed up as an old sheriff in the Wild Wild West, while there's mechs and robots around that you're destroying, along with other Western wear people. Yeah,
there was an old cartoon. I can never remember what it's called. Where literally it was 82-ish, where you were literally a space marshal and your horse could transform into a horse human-ish person that could help you out. It was a freaky kind of cartoon. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of happy it's not around anymore. My kids might be scared of it. But yeah, this is completely free. I really honestly do encourage people to look at the video for this, because this, to be honest, is the kind of handheld gaming experience that's not stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a tap anywhere, do whatever do. This actually requires strategy, which I literally had to explain to my son the other day when I used the word strategy. He said, strategy. He said, I think I know what that word means, but how would you define it, Dad? And my oldest son asks me questions like that every now and then where I just stop. And I just say, excuse me? Okay. Well, and then I always do the same thing now. I always tell him, okay,
he's asking.
Well, it is, but I tell him, okay, here's how I would use strategy in a sentence. Here's a place, like this. Here's how I would define it, I think. And then let's go to Google and say, okay, Schmoogle, define strategy.
Strategy, a plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major or overall aim.
There you go. And then we listen to that. And then I basically refine my definition, taking that into consideration. I say, so hypothetically, like when you come downstairs in the morning, you use strategy on the proper way to get your cereal ready. Do you first get the cereal or first get the bowl or get the spoon or get the milk? What's the order of your operation kind of thing? And this is the kind of game where literally when he asked me strategy, because this one I had in the queue for at least a couple of days, I immediately said, this game is strategy.
Pixel Byte, who made this game, they're great at the top-down 3/4 view like that games. I remember a long time ago they had Reckless Getaway. Where basically that was one of, I think I was playing that on my first tablet, where you're like driving you rob a bank and then you take off,
right?
And you gotta stay away from the cops.
Oh man, they did games. Reckless racing too. And I'll say, if you just take a look at their page on Google Play, their company page, one of the pictures is a insanely obsessive ripoff of Metroid, where it's the girl inside the suit with the shield, translucent shield in front of her face. And I scrolled down, and that was Xenowork.
Have you played that?
Which we brought this one a long time ago, because this was almost the same kind of view and same kind of mechanic, but this was with aliens going through a ship, like clearing out aliens. This game looked harder to me. So I'm going to first have the son play Space
Marshals.
Yeah, Space Marshals 2 a little bit before introducing to this one. This one to me looks clearly harder.
Do you know what the in-app purchase was? Was it just to level up and buy guns maybe or something?
Honestly, cannot remember. For some reason, I must never come across what cost money.
Well, if it's a good developer, they're not throwing it down your throat the whole time, so that's good.
True. And it basically looks like there's in-app products. It looks like there's one, and that's it, $5.99, or everything costs $5.99.
Yeah, maybe it gets rid of ads in between levels or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was just cool. Just cool is what I'll say.
Well, I'm not as good of a host as Mark, so I can't give you the roundup and tell you how many apps we brought today.
Okay, well, I can bring them up and you can count them as I say them.
Okay.
First, we have Brave Browser Fast AdBlock. After that, we have Fight Club Fighting Games. Then we have BatON, BatON. Then we have Radon Share Using Ultrasound. After that, Chrooma GIF Keyboard. How do you pronounce that, Eric?
Chrooma?
Chrooma, CHROOMA GIF Keyboard. Then we have Contextual App Folder, C.A.F. Then we have ReadItToMe, all one word, unique hands-free. Then we have Human Resource Machine. After that, Toontastic 3D. Then Cross DJ Pro. And last but not least, Space Marshals 2.
Nice. That's 11.
Sounds like a good number to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thank you for listening. We get a chance, go over to Patreon and give Dor some love there. Donate to the show if you like listening to us. And even if you don't like giving money to the show yet or ever, tell somebody who's got an Android phone about the show. There's more people on Android every day still. A lot of people are coming over from iOS. Tell them about the show. Tell them about the apps you saw on the show and help somebody out. And also, if you are on Amazon doing some shopping like we know you do, just go and use podnutz.com/Amazon and make the same purchase. Cost you the same amount of money, and they will appreciate us sending them. So they'll give us a little kickback. And we will hopefully be all together as a big happy family next week. Dor, is there anything else you want to say before we finish it up?
No, I just want to thank everyone for their support. Thank everyone for downloading the show. I promise everyone I'll have the email fixed.
Yes, if you did email us, go ahead and re-email it. Just hit forward again and just send it again, unless it's untimely or something, and you don't think it's worth sending. Then just write a whole new one and send it. All right, and that's at aaa@podnutz.com. And we also have a voicemail. It's
7076 Podnut.
7076 Podnut. And leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the air, and then you can show your friend that you told about this podcast. He's like, hey, they even put me on here. Check this out. You show off a little bit. All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Okay, I'm still recording. We're still streaming. Here you go, Eric. Here's the real.
Can I stop my Audacity? Is that cool?
Yeah. Okay. Here was the real reason I was able. I forgot to mention it. Able to leave TouchPal. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Chroma GIF Keyboard. Left swipe on backspace to delete the last word.
Okay.
Okay. Up swipe on delete to delete everything. That was a nice feature.
Yeah.
Swipe up on the space bar to activate Google Now.
Nice.
Left or right swipe on the space bar to activate one-handed mode.
Cool.
I actually found that to be kind of cool, even though I might actually use it now once in a while.
If I don't forget about it, I would use it.
Long press on the space bar, and this is true on the Google keyboard as well. Hold the key space bar and then go left or right, and you slowly move the cursor through what you're typing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah, that is one of those killer features you have to know to make the keyboard functional, because it's really hard sometimes to click and get that one cursor in that one spot.
You tap it like 5 times just to try to get it to the spot.
Right. And then it says long press and swipe on the space bar to move the cursor. Swipe at half keyboard height to select text. Oh, I didn't know that. So you'd use the same motion to move the cursor, but if you then move up and then move your cursor, you're selecting text.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So since you just selected it, do you have your copy and paste that you liked from TouchPal?
No.
And you can live without that?
I have to. For now, yes.
And TouchPal didn't offer any kind of a pay ultra premium to get to not be stupid about it.
Well, I didn't pay it, but everyone I know 3 people, I believe, that did pay it, and they all said it didn't matter. They still got ads, and they were really upset. Okay, so now let me see. There has to be a settings someplace in here. Right? Maybe. Voice, clipboard, one-hand mode, numbers, color picker settings. Loaded settings, color, layout, night mode, keyboard style, nice, flat, font, emoji, use system emojis, font size, layout, active row, configure action row. action row.
That's the thing. That's the that's your things at the top, emojis or numbers or whatever.
That's what I'm thinking. It does have split layout for like tablet mode. Numbers in system style, left suggest button, spacebar, word icon, language on spacebar. Configure action row. Oh, copy paste, clipboard button, number row.
Nice.
Huh.
I would use a number row before I use a GIF row or anime row or whatever.
Yeah, so on the action row, I can say emoji suggestion, numbers, punctuation suggestion, all automatically. Number row, copy paste, emoji row, custom letters row, word row, recent apps. Gestures, input, auto capitalization, long press to the typing feedback. This is pretty in depth, is what I want to say. Let's see if they become. Yeah. Let's see if they become poison. Okay, so here's my question. Layout, action row. What if I just want number row and copy paste?
You can do both.
So I have, instead of the emoji, let me do this. So instead of the emoji row, I have the guessing what you're typing row and numbers above it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think I can handle that. Yeah. I think I want to stick with this one for a while at least. Okay, now, oh man, I knew I forgot something. Dang it. Damn it. Okay, so let me go back and first save my project as documents. Every time I swallow, it hurts, man.
Uh-oh.
This is literally going on 2 weeks.
Drink some honey or something.
The wife did get me honey, I like the Halls. I told her, I said, the problem is they're too much like candy.
Yeah, they're not like candy.
Cloud AAA 457. We are still streaming.
I'll be right back, Dor.
Okay, we are exporting now. Now, let me come down here. Come down, Oma, here to the YouTube. I will say the last couple times I've podcasted, I've had my Google Chrome, after a good hour, boom, just disappear. Now, I will say I am doing a lot in incognito mode. It's only because I can then have incognito and normal browser, focus my OBS at the normal browser, and it will never show incognito. If I did the opposite and showed incognito, every time I closed the tab of incognito, it went back to the normal browser. And if I just had two normal browser windows, it was flaky. This is the only way I can find a way to keep it like hard focused on the one window, because I'm using Firefox for the Hangouts, so I can't use that one. I literally have two browsers installed. I'm literally using two browsers every single show. I do not know how many people can say that. Okay, now come back here, come back there, sorted by modified. That is perfect. That is perfect. Changes to 457. Let me come here, type. I'm going to delete a whole bunch of old videos because we do not need them. Just taking up gigs on my hard drive. Change it back to modified. That is good. Now, let's move this one workspace down. Come over here. Go back to the upload. Come here, drag and drop, maybe? Nice. Up. Okay, now. Oh. YouTube. Dashboard. Oh, that's right. The wife has lost tomorrow. That's right. And that's what I wanted to ask you, Eric. I knew there was something else. I knew there was something else. Description 457. Hopefully there's still people in the chat room. So I'm going to ask this once. This one will not be public. This will be unlisted. Okay. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Door.
I'm going to guess the answer is no. Do you listen to Twit anymore?
I have, but there was one show that I really, I like rage quitted listening to it last week. I had a 6-hour drive.
Right.
So yeah, I tried to listen. I was listening to Windows Weekly, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out which
Well,
show it was.
The reason I'm asking because this was the actual Twitch show, and he said there was some website that you could opt out of, but it was like Family Tree, but he kept saying dangerous.
Yeah, have you seen that?
No.
It's nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I saw a link. I checked my name or whatever. Like whatever. It's no big deal. It's no more information than any other place would have for you.
Okay. Well, like what? I mean, because he sounded a little bit paranoid, is what I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He was like, this ain't cool. This ain't cool. You can opt out. You can opt out. I kept thinking, what? Yeah, because I kept thinking, really, how much is it going to know? Because, and what I kept picking up on was he kept saying they're getting it from the credit unions, or get it from the credit unions, or get it from the credit unions. I think to myself, they're not. They're getting it from a bunch of places, man. Okay. Not just one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name of it?
Trying to figure it out.
Can't just go through your history.
Oh, I could. Yeah, probably.
That's what I do now. It's like, you could either complain that your browser is spying on you, or you could use it to your advantage. In my head, it's killing me, man. What this stinking headache.
Can I search my history?
Yeah. In Chrome, you can at least. Right at the very top, there's a search box.
That's what I thought, but I don't have it. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's called Family. Oh, wait. No, sorry.
Radon. Isn't that the deadly gas? Copy. That was a good find, Eric.
I don't know. It's not in my. It's not in my history. I'll find it.
I'm still documenting the apps. And that's the only really bad thing. When there's only 2 of us, it is literally impossible to document the apps. Because I'm either listening to you, showing your app to the video lit people, or I'm talking. And I can never do 2 things at once.
Okay, it was Family Tree Now. That's what it was.
Okay, so Family Tree Now. Okay.
I mean, I guess if you really don't want people to know where you live,
Yeah.
then yeah, you wouldn't want it because it tells me everywhere I've lived in my whole life, including my place I live now.
Now, see, here's what I love him, wasn't smart enough to ask. You're fine, okay? But you're the primary homeowner. What if you were a child or you weren't the primary?
My parents' address is on here from when I lived there.
And so you live there. Okay, so let me take a look at this one. Because and also here's the thing. I don't look me up. You know what I mean? I look somebody I know up.
And it has an address. It has the addresses of 2 properties I own that I never lived at.
So do you think they're not right?
Well, I mean, I own those properties, but I've never lived there. It says current and past addresses. It tells me the year and month I bought both of them. No, that's not accurate, but it's close. I mean, I still own both those properties, but I've never lived at either of them.
Age 97, birth year 1919.
That's you?
Dead.
Oh, yeah,
No.
see you.
No, it wasn't me, but it's somebody else who's dead.
But I mean, you're going to have a lot of Steve McLaughlins. There's only one Eric Arduini that I know of in the world.
Possible relatives.
Yes,
Wow.
my possible relatives are all correct.
I know there's one that's not. At least I'm pretty sure. I've never heard of this name before. Kawal. The hell name is that? Kawal.
Kowal. I think I've seen Kowal before.
I'm pretty sure I haven't. Pretty sure I haven't. Yeah, no.
And it's got one associated name is my name misspelled. But it's still me.
Yeah, well, it doesn't show DoorToDoorGeek as a name for me. Possible associates. My Lord, this is a long associates. This is crazy. Okay.
Possible relatives?
It says possible associates below relatives.
Oh, I don't have that.
I do, and it's crazy long. And I can tell you most of these, no.
You don't know them?
No.
But you're on you for sure right now? You are on your profile?
Yeah. Not even close. I mean, literally.
Anybody that is true?
Only like the top 2 or 3.
Okay.
But it's literally like 40 to more than 40 kind of thing.
Yeah, I have no associates.
And the addresses look spot on.
Since birth?
No.
Since you're working age?
since I'd say like the age of 5 or something.
Okay.
This one, I don't know if it is or not. This address. I believe it is, though. Yeah.
That's kind of a weenie move to be freaked out by this.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Your past addresses, their property records are public, period. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Energy records typically are also public. Water records are also typically public. So your name associated on any of them, bam, it's your address. But if you're a kid in the address, that's how I'm not sure how they do, except for school records. School records are the only way I could see them getting, that kind of address.
Life insurance beneficiary information.
I'll go for that. Yep. Wow. See, looking at this, I mean, it's clearly my childhood house, but looking at it in this top-down 3/4 view looks almost funny, like not noticeable, except for.
Wait, you got a map?
Yeah. When you with the possible addresses, the little bump out icon. But we literally had over 11 full-size trees in our backyard, and looking at this aerial overshot, oh yeah, we did. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did. Like unbelievable amounts of trees. Okay, so I can close that. Yeah, this is, to me, this is.
Does it say arrest records at the top under yours? Oh, that's an ad. Never mind.
I was gonna say, don't do that, man.
I gotta take a look at this map. I don't know if I've seen this.
See, and I'm almost more afraid to opt out because then that shows active. This is like people say when you encrypt your stream, you're put in a priority to be tracked. I feel like opting out on here is like a flag of you might want to track this guy a little bit more.
Sure.
But yeah, to me, this is all, like you said, harmless data.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's pretty inaccurate. That kind of helps.
I gotta say, my kids do not show up as possible relatives on here.
My goodness. Wow.
Are your kids on yours?
Yes and no.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, but yes, my kids show up, but there are a lot of other people that show up as possible relatives that are not my relatives.
Okay.
Because honestly, I hate saying it. McLaughlin's a kind of common name.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of jerks named McLaughlin too, I found.
I think I should probably share this record on Facebook. It's got a nice button right there to do it.
Sure, yeah. I can't believe how accurate this is. You won't believe what happens when you click.
Or how about, you've probably never heard of this creepy genealogy site, but it knows a lot about you.
Yeah, exactly. Good man. I can see people eating that stuff up. Oh, man, my throat. Yeah, Zoke's a really good guy. He's more into cybersecurity than the average fella, is the way I describe Zoke. And his house, he lives literally out by the Gigafactory. The
Nice.
Elon Musk thing, where they literally went into all the local schools and said, we want to pull talent from here. We don't want to ship people in from New York. We don't want to ship people in from, any other country. We want to pull local talent. So they literally have a thing like in the local schools where you can work towards a technology that would directly benefit the Gigafactory kind of thing.
Nice. It's like teaching kids welding in a steel mill town.
Yes, exactly.
Smart. which they don't do anymore.
Of course not. Why would they do that?
No, because it's dumb. Yeah, because who would want to weld?
Yeah. Okay, so that was $4.99. Dang. And there goes Chrome, you sumbitch.
It's time for a nuke and pave door. You got the Audacity, you got the Chrome's crashing.
That's a different computer altogether, dude. So, but here's a good thing. I still have the chat opened up, so I can go back in time and get the apps. And I did know.
Beautiful. Browsers are so nice now.
All right. I did know when I said it was inevitable. And I do believe it is directly because of the length of time I keep incognito open. You know what I mean? That's abnormal.
Really? Why are you using incognito?
Because I use OBS to show the non-incognito window, and it never jumps to the incognito window. It only shows the normal one. Whenever I have two normal windows, OBS will jump between them both.
Gotcha.
Or whenever I say show the normal one, but not the show the incognito, whenever I close a tab in incognito, it goes back to the regular browser. And I can't use Firefox because I'm using Firefox to do that, to do all the Hangouts. So I can't use it for this task.
So my curtain needs to be bluer so that it doesn't show up the way it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would be more like mine is the thing. Or I can twist mine to be more like yours kind of thing. Okay, so human resources was the last one. Lost.google.com. At least I'm by the end, right? That's what I keep telling myself. Okay, let me first copy. The last one I did here, okay, was not that, so that's good. At least I know that. Come here. Bang. Human resource machine. Dang. Dang. Dang.
Well, it looks like I think I'm closer than I was though with the new lighting. I need to get more on my left side.
Okay, well, give me a second here, Eric, because I can help on my side too. Oh man. Door to door. Okay, this is not numlock on 4.99, I believe it was. And if it's wrong, I just don't care. So let's go like this. Now, come here. Go like that. Give me 1 second, Eric.
No,
Copy.
no hurry.
Image location. I don't want to keep you up all night. Okay. Oh, you son of a bitch. This is why some people use Skype. Okay. Wow, I am pretty crazily blue. Okay. So let me switch to yours. See, let me come over here and see.
I need to get zoomed in more too. Actually, if I didn't have all that stuff over here on the left, if I was just zoomed in more in my head, I would be more balanced.
Right. Well, you have to change your resolution basically. The easiest way is to change the resolution.
I tried that before the show last night. Oops.
Cancel. Quit. 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 Oh man. Task manager. Okay. Let me find the kill. Yes. Wait for it to clear from RAM. Okay, now. View. controls, UVC, restart. Thank you. Whew, man, mine is crazy blue, Eric. Okay. Not brightness. Saturation, 32. Yeah. Bump your saturation up a little bit, Eric.
I'm at 32 now. How far do you want me to bump it up? 50s? Oh, wow. That's
No, slow down.
Yeah. There's 38.
Okay, stay right there. See, I'm almost becoming gray when I do that. Let me do this.
I'm doing it
Settings,
live while
load.
I'm looking at my Hangouts video to do it.
How'd you do that?
I didn't have to close the Hangouts video.
Well,
I've just got my control, my GV control.
It's mine. You see, I almost become gray.
When you do what? Bump your saturation up? Saturation down?
You see, this is about as close as I can get. You ready? Close. You know, if you're looking at my video, that's about as close as I can get to you. Without being literally gray. Because you can see I'm already grayer. I mean, I'm pretty gray, pretty pale, which I am pretty pale.
Well, let me try and see if I can adjust mine a little bit to get closer to your blueness.
Well, then hold on. Let me do this. Because here is how I do it. View, video, restart, settings, load, bang. My white balance. My white balance to me is key. Let's get the white balance good. And that's how. And now looking at myself, I do look almost too blue. But I don't really think it's just, you know, like the glow from around me. Okay, you do that for a second, Eric. I'm going to keep documenting these apps. I'm almost done. I got to be almost done. Right. Human resource. Yeah, only a couple left. Toontastic. Damn. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Cross DJ. This was an oddball price. Like $5.49. How's it looking, Eric?
The blue's good. I'm gonna try to get zoomed in better though.
Yeah, the only way I can easily do my zoom is not to do my zoom. You can try to do the zoom, but me, it's literally changing the resolution.
Is there a zoom?
Down, there's a chance it's the zoom. There's no telling whether or not it works or not. Every camera, you know, different results kind of thing.
What camera are you using?
I'm using the Logitech. I'm blind, dude.
It's the one that you told me to buy, right? You've had it forever?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now that's the Quick Cam Pro. This is the one I had for ever. Do you see it?
Oh, that's not the one. Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, this is the one I had forever. The one I have now is much more boxy.
It's got the two blue parentheses on it.
Yeah,
It's on?
yeah, speakers on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I got. Where do you see Zoom at on yours? On your control?
On my GUVC view,
Mhm.
video integrated, restart. Oh, crikey, man. Crikey. I did it again, man. Let me disable the camera here. Okay. Cancel. It's going to do it again.
So it gave me an error, but then the controls came up though, and it's adjusting it for me.
And mine, it's airing in a very weird fashion that's like causing it to respawn, but never respawn correctly. So hold on. Until I do that, come back, hit view, come back, video controls, not integrated camera. And come on, man. Do it, man. You can do it. There you go. Okay, yeah. Me, the very first image control tab, brightness, contrast, saturation, scroll down, focus, and then zoom absolute.
Okay, I don't have either of those. I got brightness, contrast, saturation, white balance, gain, power line frequency, white balance, temperature, sharpness, backlight compensation, exposure under image controls.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then, so to me, the easiest way to change zoom is resolution.
Okay. I think I've tried every resolution. It doesn't really do much for me.
Ow. Change that. Jesus. Okay. No. Geez, that team of us did that. Low profile. Default.
What do you think of my blue compared to yours now in Hangouts?
Wow. Yeah, definitely close. And there's no doubt I can tune mine down, Eric. You know, there's no doubt I have room to turn it down. If you want, let me just finish documenting these apps real quick. And then the good thing is good. I got all that stuff. Once I do, I can then save that as the template. So then we should be good. Space Marshals was free. Yeah, and I encourage my son. Next Thursday, he has a doctor's appointment. I encouraged him to start once a day. I set a reminder in his phone. I said, stop and think, what questions do you want to ask the doctor every day? Write them down. Then when we get to the doctor's office, let her talk as much as she wants to talk. And then when she's done talking, she'll say, do you have any questions? And then you can look at your notes and you can ask your questions. Okay. Now, do you want me to turn down my blue, Eric?
No. Let me. I can play with some lighting here. Yours works really good with the chroma.
That's the beautiful thing. Again, once we get it, I can go into my thing and very easily pull up my screen and do a color picker, and come right here in my screen and pick a good average blue, and bam. You know, it isn't hard at all. Actually, well, that's what she said last night. And we are still streaming, so let's stop streaming.